everyone. Good afternoon. It is so great to be with all of you here today and to learn, hearing from the AppsFlyer team on their trends for 2025, as well as the really engaging debate between Delbert as well as Jeremy earlier. I would like to ask a question. Who here has TikTok in your phone? Okay. Let me ask again. Who has TikTok here in your phone? I don't see any hands above. That looks pretty iconic to me. Thank you to the AppsFlyer team for inviting TikTok to be part of the first ever Mama in Manila, giving us the opportunity to share about how businesses can acquire new users and drive app growth through TikTok solutions. My name is Jin. I head up the brand partnerships team and ads growth at TikTok. Let's begin. Now, I'm a believer of starting with the end in mind, and we believe that our roles at TikTok are to solve problems. In our conversations with CMOs and marketing team, we often get these questions. How can we measure what truly matters in a fragmented, privacy-first world? Is my app growth strategy aligned with where users are online? And what kind of user growth can we expect from ad marketing? These are all great questions, and to answer them, let's start with the most important people in the ecosystem, the consumers. Most of us here in the room would know and agree that consumers in APAC are more connected than ever before. Smartphones are our constant companion. And mobile digital penetration are at an all-time high. And as a result of the growing mobile penetration in the last 10 years, discovery of brands, purchase behaviors, as well as content consumption have been reshaped multiple times. Consumers in Southeast Asia today have an average of 6 hours of free time daily, and 73% of that time is spent on mobile. Out of the time spent on mobile, 92% is spent on apps. That's about 4 hours daily spent scrolling, searching, shopping, and switching between apps. With more time online means more content. With more content means attention becomes harder to earn. How do brands cut through the clutter? Let's look at the data. 66% of APAC consumers intentionally interact with content to get better product recommendations. And 82% of them cite emotional connection for driver of brand loyalty. Users seek entertainment, authenticity, inspiration, indulgences, and trends online. Entertainment, credibility, authenticity, inspiration, and trends. Does that sound familiar to you? If you're on TikTok, you would know that these keywords encapsulate a user's experience on the platform. We are a platform that plays a powerful role in shaping choices and behaviors, and we turn discovery into decision and action. We're not just a content platform, we are where people discover what they love and they act on it. Our large community is highly engaged and influences the way users experience a product or a service. Let's look at the behaviors of the communities in 3 different communities: travel, finance, and entertainment. For travel, we are seeing a whopping 51% year-on-year growth in the interest and volume of travel content. Users are watching travel videos, discovering hidden gems, reading reviews, and feeling inspired, all of which shapes their travel plans as well as build anticipation before the trip. They are taking the trip before the trip through content. For finance, we are seeing similar year-on-year growth at 47%. There is a wide variety of content on FinTok, finance TikTok, that appeal to different types of users. Whether you're at the beginning of your journey in terms of looking at your personal finance and seeking 101 tips, or you're a serious investor that you're sharing deep analysis about stock evaluation in relation to what's happening in the global economy, the different types of content are truly diverse. In the media and entertainment industry, we are seeing film and title reviews from the community, as well as trailers and recuts from streaming platforms. I'm sure you've seen it on your TikTok as well. A title review from the community can easily drive up the intent to watch and actual watch time on streaming platforms. In fact, the famous Squid Games saw more time in terms of video views on TikTok than actual watch time on Netflix. The desire to use TikTok as an entertainment platform has given rise to a subculture in the industry, mini drama series. Mini drama series is where users watch episodes between 60 to 90 seconds per episode. Yes, you've heard me right, 60 to 90 seconds per episode, and each series would span over 50 episodes. In this subculture, we are seeing a 2x year-on-year growth in content across recommendations, themes, and reviews. You can see from our three communities that our communities are highly engaged. And it doesn't just stop at engagement. We drive real action and changes in the world. I'm going to name 4 of them. First one, TikTok is the new search engine. Over 50% of Gen Zs in Southeast Asia use TikTok as a discovery and search tool, especially for food, beauty, and travel. Second, I'm sure you've heard of TikTok Make Me Buy It. And probably I am definitely a victim of it. It's now no longer a global phenomenon, it goes local. From trending skincare in Thailand to fashion finds in Indonesia, this trend has powered massive growth for small, medium businesses and large brands alike. Just in 2023 to 2024 alone, we saw a 3x year-on-year growth in our GMV on TikTok Shop. Number 3, travel talk. I talked about our travel community earlier, and TikTok is not just about looking at popular sites. We also have brands driving actual book trips within the platform. Lastly, the Dubai chocolate trend has also driven new F&B product innovations for local confectionery stores. They are opening up a new category of premium priced chocolates that is beyond the usual for local stores adopting this trend. All these TikTok phenomena are opening up new doors for businesses as consumer behavior continues to evolve, shaped and influenced by what they see on the platform. So what does this mean for app advertisers? What makes TikTok so unique for app advertisers? So you saw what platform can do for businesses in general. And TikTok is unique for app advertisers specifically because of our powerful discovery engine. So for those of you who didn't raise your hand earlier, if you download TikTok today, this is the experience you would go through. When you first get on the platform, you will be served all forms of content that you may like depending on location. Within days, our machine learning system would learn from your unique behavior. What TikToks you watch, what you don't watch, how long you watch them for, which ones do you like, do you comment, which ones you're sharing, to really understand your preferences and interests. The more signal it receives, the smarter it gets, and over time, this creates a highly personalized content experience where it's just for you. This is your For You page. Now, the goal of app advertisers is to do and execute highly personalized targeting to drive unique actions based on the right signals. So what better place to do it than on a platform that delivers highly personalized For You page for our users. Furthermore, our users are the true digital app natives. We have a high audience reach of 325 million monthly user base in Southeast Asia. 67 million of them are in the Philippines, translates to about 60% of the population. We also see high mobile penetration. 61% of mobile users in Southeast Asia are TikTok users. And most notably, our users are on more than 10 apps a day. Since the start of 2024, we are also seeing a steady increase in the number of advertisers who are adopting our app ads for user acquisition and business growth. We will showcase 2 of such advertisers today. So the first one. So TM Philippines ran a campaign to promote the TM Rewards program and drive the installation of Globe One app. The campaign utilized app promotion ads for both install and launch app. So AEO is app event optimization, and utilize both creator and branded assets. The results speak for themselves. The campaign saw 269% uplift in install, 5.2 in launch app, as well as 16.7 in ad recall. A really successful campaign. And the next one is further away from home, Traveloka Indonesia. Traveloka Indonesia activated our app event optimizations to drive installs and purchases. And specifically, this campaign was targeted at Gen Z and millennials. They saw a 2x increase in conversions and 80% increase in marketing efficiency. And what that means is 80% lower in CPA. So I'm going to show you and talk you through exactly how these two brands did it. So they did it in 5 steps. The first one is they partnered their TikTok team really, really closely to set the right business goals. They established the right data connections, structure their campaign that aligns with the business goals accordingly, test and iterate, and once everything is good and performance is stable, they scale. Firstly, in terms of setting business goals. So map business goals with the right marketing metrics. And when we are looking at business goals, we look at typically 2 audiences, new audiences and existing audience. For new audience, we want them to install the app and take the first action, whether is it register or sign up. Highlighted on the chart in yellow, the top 2. For building install base, we will look at cost per install. In the middle, marketing metric, cost per install. And the app solution that they adopted is mobile app install campaigns. For acquiring users, we will be looking at the marketing metric that we'll be looking at will be cost per action, CPA, and the app solution that they adopted is app install with AEO, as well as app retargeting with AEO. For existing audience, that's where the blue indicated in blue on the chart. We will want to re-engage existing users to use our product again, or re-engage inactive users that have not opened the app in a long time. Where applicable, we also want to cross-sell product and services accordingly. For these goals, we will look at CPA, cost per action, and the solution that was recommended was app retargeting with AEO. So after you've established the business goals, you will want to ensure that you have the right signals. We are going to use an example for finance industry, specifically lending, to illustrate this. Apologies, it's a little bit small, I think, for the crowd at the back, but I will be reading it out. So firstly, we need to identify the full in-app user journey and map key in-app pages and actions to standard events to optimize for tracking and performance. For finance, what that looks like would be register, fill in your information, apply loan, loan approval confirmation, loan disbursement, and then repayment. So then you will work with your TikTok team to understand for each of your vertical and category, what are the must-have event postback. We have analyzed and we've analyzed across verticals to identify the event signals that has the highest user engagement in each category. And for each category, it is different. And we see that for apps that implement must-have events versus all the other events, we see a 6x higher ROAS. So our goal is to ensure that you map the right events to our most powerful signals that's, of course, driven by engagement. So for finance, all the must-have events are what's listed in the journey as well. So install, launch app, registration, apply loan, loan approval, and purchase. So you must be thinking purchase is not really applicable to lending, right? So that's where we would recommend for app event replacement. So what that means is that app advertisers can swap out event that's most applicable to their vertical. In this case, swap out loan apply and map it to purchase. And why purchase? It's because we are seeing that on our platform, the strongest 3 events for optimization are installs, register, and purchase. And the events on the left map to the prioritized, optimized events accordingly. After you've established the right data connections, you want to understand what is the right campaign structure to drive success. So the campaign structure is we would recommend following app product lifecycle to set your campaign. So the first stage, you want to build your install base until we have about 300K installs. And once we have critical mass, we want to look into acquiring new users via app installs and AEO at the same time. Next, in stage 3, we want to re-engage existing users with increased budget on AEO and reduce budget on installs until we have about 300K transaction events. Lastly, we would engage our high-value users via our value-based optimization until we have 500K transactions. So 300K installs, 300K transaction events, and then once you have more than 500K transaction events, we want to use value-based optimization. Now, you might ask, why 300K installs? Why so specific? So we've looked into the data, and we saw that for campaigns with more than 300K audience size, offers the system to have enough data to learn and optimize effectively. Looking at the chart on the left, you see that in blue, it is campaigns with above 300 installs, that will be the CPA. And then in red, it will be campaigns with below 300K installs. And we see that the CPA for those above are a lot more stable. On the right, you'll notice that the system can scale your ad spend more effectively. So our internal data shows that advertisers are able to scale their AEO spend up to 6x higher with campaigns more than 300K installs. And that's why the number is 300K. Lastly, once you've mapped out your goals, established the data connections, established the right campaign structure, you want to test and iterate with the right media levers. So these will be your daily budget, bid, and creatives. And they are quite similar across install and AEO, except that for bid, we recommend that for AEO, it will be higher, and higher than about 30 to 40% of your CPA. Whereas for installs, it is 20 to 30% of your CPI. So you will have all these pro tips and best practices according to your vertical. Speak to your TikTok managers, account managers, and brand partnerships managers to get all these pro tips. And lastly, once you see that performance is stable, you're happy with the CPI and CPA, it's time to scale. So in the last stage, we recommend brands using value-based optimization, a solution on TikTok that helps you identify and target your most valuable users that leads to higher LTV. And with that, there are 3 key takeaways to the questions that we asked earlier when I started the presentation. Firstly, we need to meet your users where they are on their online journey. And at TikTok, you'll be able to map them accordingly. Whether they are on awareness, consideration, and conversion, you will know. And the right attribution starts with the right data. We want to prioritize optimizations with must-have events that's specific to your vertical. Lastly, adopt the app ads life cycle strategy. Make user acquisition and AEO as key goals to drive your app user growth. Lastly, we've only talked about very, very top-line strategy today. We will be holding an event in June around apps, and we'll be reaching out to all of you to invite you to our event. Stay tuned. And if you're new to TikTok, let's explore a solution together. If you're existing advertiser, now is the perfect time to talk about how we can optimize it to unlock the full potential of app ads. If you have any questions and any feedback, we would love to hear from you. So if you could whip out your phone and raise it in the air, not to take a photo of me, but to scan the QR code and let us know any comments, feedback, complaints, maybe, campaigns. Type them into the form and we'll reach out to you. And if you don't want to use your phone, My teammates are also here at the event, right in front. Feel free to come and talk to us and connect with us. And with that, I conclude my section. Thank you very much. We'll be sending a copy of the deck across to everyone. Thank you.